Let's talk about your training. So let's rewind for a bit here because I'm sure the listeners are curious how you did things when you were competing at your peak and building muscle and if that changed.
Basically, I always changed it around because I always felt that your body gets accustomed to the workouts. So I always changed it. But I had favorites. Max OT, done for a long time, on and off. But like I said, I'd go back and forth. Then I had a week of doing high reps and low reps and kept changing it.
Can we pause on the max OT for a second? Because you mentioned that as a lesson learned, if you will. If you could go back in time, you might have not have done the 4 to 6 for an extended period of time. How long did you run the max OT for?
I come across it in 99. Skip the Cour. Loved his website, I think it was. I got his folder. Do you remember those days?
Is that the bodybuilding.com forums?
No, it was AST. It was sponsored by AST, but I'm sure he had his own website as well. You had to buy his book, but it was a folder. My contest diet got better because it was all written out, cutting out sodium, etc. But yeah, he was a good inspiration for many of us. So I was doing that from 99 on and off, but I never stopped doing it really. And then it was Dorian Yates with his Mike Mentzer, his method. So I'd combine it. So it would be like 2 max sets rather than 3 or 4 sets per body part.
With the max OT, were you doing it 5 days a week?
Yeah, I like that you could focus on one body part a day and training was less time. So you could get in and out.
That is an advantage. Yeah. The 30-minute workouts, 30, 45-minute workouts.
I'd say my training, was a bit of a mixture of all these concepts. So I would do one body part a day, but I wouldn't do max OT. I would do higher reps. And another natural, Lee Williams, who helped me with my contest diet in 2003 and my win, he introduced me to the higher reps pre-exhaustion. For chest would be pec deck before the compound movement, pre-exhausting it. So you fail that body part before using other body parts to do that. My clients now, I do that pre-exhaustion and higher reps for the first set. And it's a good warm-up as well. So I would say, thanks to Lee Williams, that's when the training changed. I like that pre-exhaustion. I like that higher rep set first. So from 2003 onwards, that was an ongoing formula. I mean, before competing, I always trained hard. Never really changed. I was always training for myself and never trained for anyone. So yeah, 2003, 4, 5, and then I came back in 2006.
Oh yeah, that's right. You came back in 2006 and won the Worlds.
British, Worlds, and Pro.
Yeah. Right. That's right. The 3. Okay, great. So you weren't chained to this 4 to 6 rep range. That's very important because people take this max OT thing and they think, okay, I have to follow it in this exact way. But no, you customized it.
I changed it to 6 to 8. And then there was the Ian Duckett's principles of my body couldn't handle any more than 3 days a week of training. If I was doing like chest, shoulders, and triceps one workout, that was another favorite of mine from him. Chest, shoulders, triceps one day, so resting those parts. Then legs in between to rest your upper body, and then back and biceps on the other workout. Because when you're training back, you're doing biceps.
Right, so you throw the legs in the middle.
Yeah, to completely rest it.
Was that in your 30s?
No, I think from the start, like I said, I've done so many different routines, but those were the principles. I'd rather do chest, shoulders, and triceps in one workout than doing it separate days. Unless I was doing the 5 days a week, then you'd have to incorporate that. So maybe chest one day, back the next day, legs in the middle, and then decide shoulders. Like deadlifts, where'd you put that? That was always a hard one. So I started doing up to knee for back day. It all works. You just don't stick to it all the time. And there's people like Rob Feasy who stick to the same routine all the time.
How frequently did you change it?
I would say about 8 weeks. I learned through time that when you have a scheduled week off, you might get ill, something comes up. I didn't have any weeks off then. Not mentally, but when my physique, when I was tired and, aching or something, I wouldn't train. I'd listen to my body more. But I would say that was probably 2008 onwards. I started doing that, not having scheduled weeks.
Were you fighting through a lot of aches and pains though when you were competing, like during the time training for competition?
Throughout training, you always have days where you feel like that. But, I never killed the muscle. I actually destroyed them in every set. Maybe one set I would do that and then back off a bit. But when I was doing 2 sets, the Mike Mentzer principles, yeah, that would be all out. But the workout was short. Normally I would do 8 to 10 sets for a big body part and for small 4 to 6.
The Mike Mentzer stuff, when did you start tapping into some of that? Do you remember at what age?
Probably 2000s when I started reading his books.
That was after the Max OT.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess it happened in phases, obviously, because what you found was very productive. This word most, right? It's like very for you. What you found was very productive for you. It changed, I guess, throughout your career in general, right?
Yeah, always changed. Never stuck to the same thing.
That's what I mean. So it's not like you could think back and say, oh, that was it. It's an evolution, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, how many routines is there? And everyone said, this is the one.
Yeah.
There is no one. Which is the real one? Which is the one?
That's the one you enjoyed the most, or is that the one?
Yeah.
So that's mainly what I'm thinking when people say that, right? Because how do you really prove that as well? I mean, so many variables involved.
Bit like supplements. I couldn't really say this supplement works on any of them. I was sponsored by Maxi Muscle for many years. They were like one of Britain's biggest companies. The only thing I'd ever noticed a change was creatine when I first took it. After that, I didn't really notice a difference. ZMA.
Okay, let's do this just for fun. Off the top, okay? Comes to mind right now. What was the one you enjoyed the most?
Max OT, 5 days a week.
Okay. Yeah, that's the 30-minute, like, what would you say? You were in the gym for about 30 minutes?
Yeah, 30, 40 minutes, 40 minutes, but not the 4 to 6 reps.
The 6 to 8.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you find
if I was to do it now, I'd be doing high rep set, low rep set, and that's what I do with my clients.
In the same exercise? You mean you do one set that's high, one set that's low?
Yeah.
Did you find that for like single joint exercises like a tricep push down or a dumbbell curl that the rep ranges were a little different, or not really?
No, I do it on most of them. I started to love high rep squats, love that. And I'm actually, before I closed the gym, which was 2020, I got body weight squat, 80 kilos, 54 reps, I think it was 53 reps. Never imagined I could do that. I had a record in my gym for 32 reps, and it became a gym thing that who could beat it. So for many years I had that record until this friend of mine beat that. But he would beat it by 1 rep just to piss me off, and it continued every week like this until he started doing 50 reps, and I was like, no way, no way. I tried for weeks to do it, and then just one day, it's on YouTube, the fire was there and I beat it. I had the record for 1 week. He came in and he's 100 kilos and he beat it by 1 rep again. I'm done now. I'm not doing any more.
What was the record that you held before he beat it?
I think it was 52 or 53 reps.
Okay.
That's on YouTube as well.
Do you have a YouTube channel?
I do. I think it's called by my name, Tony Montalbano.
I'll put it in the show notes so people can have a look. The high rep stuff can be brutal though. The 40, 50 stuff. That's
seriously, it's you against you.
That hits different than the low rep work for sure.
Yeah, 100%. Because it's endurance as well.
Right.
And you have to take those rest pauses as well. He up and down for the whole reps.
Yeah.
Me pausing, fighting myself, fighting my mind. One more, come on, let's do this. For me, it was like competing, on stage. Because he's younger than me, I was trying to prove, I might be older, but I've still got it.
Wow.
And we did that with bench pressing as well. Because of my shoulder, I had to stop doing that one. But that's why I got the love for high reps. 80 for 32 reps, I think it was.
If you could think back, was there a noticeable difference in the way your physique looked from high rep to low rep work?
Because I've done the both, it's hard to say that.
And you didn't necessarily run it for a long period of time, right? Like just one. You isolated it.
Yeah, exactly that.
You mixed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'd say with my competing days, it pretty much was 6 to 8 reps.
Were there certain exercises that you mentioned the bench press you had to avoid at a certain point, right? But that was after 2006, right?
No, I was benching up to probably, say, 2018. Then I had to go a slow reduction in exercises. The diet definitely made a big difference.
You were talking about the failure thing. You typically would take at least one set, though. You would go all out?
No, I went all out on every set. I would say all out on my own, but before I would have assistance and carry on. Whereas then that stopped and I just done me to failure. And in 2007, that's when I noticed a shoulder problem. And I think that's why we reduced my workouts to 3 days a week.
Did the reduction help with some of the symptoms at all?
Yeah, I was able to train still, especially because I didn't do shoulders anymore. No more incline dumbbell work or barbell.
Yeah.
But I was able to do side raises still, rear delts. I was still quite strong on the side raises, 20 kilos. There was another book by Ian Duckett recommended it, Dinosaur Training. And there was a routine in there that I loved, that I was getting stronger every week.
One of those routines, I think it was like a twice a week routine even. Yeah, heavy comp. It was like deadlift, squat, bench.
One sec, I might have notes on it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Whoa. I haven't picked this book up in decades. You know, I highlighted stuff. That's what I would do and look at it. But maybe that routine's here, highlighted. The farmer's walk, I started doing all that stuff.
That's by Brooks Cubic.
Yeah, that's how long I haven't picked up. Couldn't remember that. Ian Duckett recommended it, and I brought it, and he was right. But that's what I would do with the Max Skip the Cour. I'd highlight stuff that I thought was interesting.
And then you'd make it your own, basically.
Yeah.
Versus just...
That's how you learn, don't you? What works for you.
That's it.
But for me, like Rob Feasey was saying about partial reps, never done that. I was always doing full range of motion.
Did you try it and you knew that was like, no, that's not it?
No. Yeah, I just went to failing on full reps. I never did partials. When I thought I was doing squats heavy, and I mean, I was doing heavy, but I wasn't going full range. I wasn't going parallel. So I was doing I'd say, oh yeah, I can do 200 kilo squat. But I wasn't going all the way. And I can't remember someone said about going parallel. So I had to drop the weight and go parallel.
Give a sample. What did it look like back in the day? You're leading up to your world championship title. How did that look? The listeners are curious. I already know.
I would say I tried to remain the same, but the only difference that changed was cardio. So I would do cardio in the morning and the evening.
What did the contest prep? Was that 24 weeks? How long was it?
Because I had to lose so much weight, I would start probably March, April, be dieting right up to October. Same principles. And then probably the last week or two, higher reps and faster, less rest in between sets.
Oh, man.
So I found some diaries.
That's awesome.
Rocky.
I love that. I love that.
I'm sure it's 2006. Yeah, 2006. 35 years old. My diet. Wow. Training low carb, shoulders, arms, dumbbell raise, superset with dumbbell press, rear delt machine with upright rows, back and chest the next day. Next day, back and chest, dumbbell rows, 20 for 15, 30 for 6, 25 for 8. Next exercise, incline dumbbell press, 20 for 17, 30 for 7, 25 for 12. Front and back pull down. Forgot I'd done that. 50 for 14, 60 for 9, 60 for 8. They're looking at about 10 reps. Dumbbell press, 27 for 10 reps, 27 for 8, 27 for 7. Pec deck, 40 for 10. Whereas I would do that first now. 40 for 10. Seated rows, 50 for 12, 60 for 7. My diet that day.
You really took notes on it, every detail.
Even my food, weighed everything. Muscle Mania Worlds, 12 days to Muscle Mania Worlds, weighing 10 stone 10. Good all day till I come home and I had lasagna as planned, but then I had a binge.
Oh no.
Flapjack. Yeah.
Oh.
And that's what I found that, if you had a bit of sweetness, it would just throw you off.
You were 35 when you were taking these notes?
2006, 35, yeah.
Let's see. Oh, wow. You actually made it into a book.
Yeah, I was heavily sponsored by Maxi Muscle, and they put me in their magazines.
That's so cool.
In bodybuilding magazine adverts. Yeah.
So yeah, I could see you're flipping through this now. If you look
Fascinated
back,
myself.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see you were
the last workout of the year, 12 stone 6, 31st of December, and a month before I'd weighed 10 stone 3. So that was the last year I competed.
You have to take a few snaps. I can include them in the clip if you want in the YouTube. I think they would like that. Whatever you're comfortable sharing.
My secrets? No, I'm joking. No, I've nothing to hide. Yes, a lot triples drop set, and then a week after heavy. Then there was sets where I do a high set, low rep set, medium rep set. So like back and biceps, that's how I'll do it. So lat pull down, high, low rep, medium, EZ bent over rows, seated rows, hyperextension, and they were 3 sets. So yeah, 2006 I was doing three sets.
That's cool that you have all those records though. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's my first one.
That's a baby one.
83.
1983. Wow.
I didn't keep up with it, but that's when it started. This is my life diary. I'd like to read the feelings, what I was going through with my ex-wife as well.
Okay, well, you enjoy that. That's we'll leave that with you.
I don't know about that. I'd seen the Rocky films. I saw Rocky 1 and 2 on video, Rocky 3 at the cinema. That was probably about 83. 85, Rocky 4 come out. Blew my mind away. Loved his physique. I wanted to look like that. And in about 93, 94, that's when I had my first proper acting job in Judge Dredd with Sylvester Stallone.